to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I am Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good of marketing gospel. We're not saving souls, we're saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Now, if I happen to save a soul along the way, don't hold that against me. We'll just call that icing on the cake. Now, the mission at Marketing Pulpit Show is to build strong businesses in our community so that we can put our people to work. And we do that with business development, job creation, and service. So if you ever find yourself in a business crossroads and not sure which way to turn, just turn on the Marketing Pulpit Show because we're on a mission. The show is broadcast live from the illustrious Radio 1. Good morning. This is the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. And we are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. Now, saving souls, saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Now, if I happen to save a soul along the way, hey, what can I say? We just call that icing on the cake. But the mission is to build strong businesses in our community so we can put our people to work. And we do that with business development, job creation, and service. If you ever find yourself at a business crossroads and not sure which way to turn, right here on the Marketing Pulpit Radio Show, where I am your host, Robert Gatewood. I'm a business developer by trade. I have a company called Gatewood Marketing and Web. You can find that by going to gatewoodmarketing.com. I'm also a professor at Prince George's Community College, where I teach marketing, social media strategies, networking, and a few other courses over there. We just finished last night a course on digital marketing and social media marketing. And we just launched a new program over at the college this year. And so we had a great group of people last night. I've written a couple of books also, one called Played in Full and another called Smarter Than the Boss. I work with the government in the Small Business Administration as a consultant and helping companies get into technology and web areas. So I've, like the young folks say, got a couple of receipts. But it's like anything. If you put your mind to it, make it your purpose, eat, drink, and sleep it, then the knowledge will come, and it's good to go out and share it with others. Now, a lot of people hire me as a consultant, but that's not why I'm here today. I'm giving you this information as part of my purpose and my mission of to build strong businesses in our community and put our people to work. I have a very busy client load right now, so I'm not really looking to recruit clients right now, but if you want to just email me or send me a note, we'll look at maybe somewhere down the road. Got an exciting show today. We're going to talk about social media. I'm going to tell you some things today that you absolutely must know about social media to be successful. Now, you can do okay, but these things are paramount. They are essential. They are fundamental, foundational. We're going to talk about that. And I'm not going to give you the entire social media course, but I'm going to tell you some things that can move the needle for you. Because I know many of you've been out here on social media and you've been posting and sharing and tweeting and TikToking and just seem like you're wasting a lot of time and nothing's happening. Well, that's some things you need to know that takes place behind the scenes that you may not be aware of. So we're going to pull back the curtain on some things on social media. So stick around for that coming up in the second segment. Also, we're going to talk about some of the things that are happening in the news and also our business directory. We have a business directory that's very hot right now. So go to mpi.bz. You can also get it at marketingpulpit.com. Right on the homepage, there's a link up the top. And put your name in that free business directory. And right now, everybody who signs up, I upgrade you right away. I'm not going to do that forever. That way, you get featured on the homepage. Like right now, we just see John James of Right Time Financial. He just signed up over in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Welcome to the directory, John. And of course, we have some of our regular folks who are sponsoring the show, like Bradley Thomas Law, the Minister of Wellness, Nathaniel Jordan. We have Eternity Plumbing, that's Mr. Brown, HBCU Leggings, Gentle Hands and Feet, 222 Productions, King Capital Direct. The list goes on and on and on. And we can't overlook our good friends at BLE Executive Suites. They've been sponsoring this show and the directory almost since its inception. Ms. Bernadette Clay, they have the 3 locations, one in Largo, Maryland, one in National Harbor, and one in College Park. They are making things happen. If you're a business area, if you're a business in this DC area, or even virtually using some of their business direct address services and phone services, you can take advantage of this company. It's all in the directory at mpi.bz. Speaking of Miss Bernadette Clay and Company, we have the first Friday networking event today. Boy, if you are in the DC area, this is something you do not want to miss. At 11:30 today, I will be there. I'll be emceeing as I've done for the past year. And Miss Bernadette Clay, the owner of BLE, we finally convinced her to do a presentation today. And she's going to talk about wealth tips. She's going to give us 5 wealth tips and tax saving tips. And I can't wait for that. I'll be introducing her and welcoming the crowd. That's at 9701 Apollo Drive in Largo, Maryland, over near the stadium, the football stadium, not about a mile from the stadium. So come on out. We still have room. You can go to blesuites.com, go to events and register. It's also a banner on the Marketing Pulpit webpage, marketingpulpit.com. Or if you're just driving past, you're in your car, you haven't had a chance, just come on in. We'll let you in. Just tell them Gatewood told you to come. We'll slide you through the door, whether you register or not. So I'm looking forward to that coming up this afternoon. So really, this morning at 11:30. I see Mr. Brown, the greatest plumber in town. Welcome, Brother Brown. Welcome, Brother Brown. Love you, brother. Glad to see you out this morning. It's glad to see you up and about. And just know that you are one of our favorites. He is of Eternity Plumbing. Just so happy to see him this morning. Let's see what's going on. We're going to talk about, this is the first show of the month of April. And during the month of April, as we do it every month, we like to talk about some observances that take place during the month. Because we had April Fool's Day on the 1st of the month. I've also been busy at the social media marketing course. We had a course last night. We had one on Tuesday and one on last night. And of course, the first Friday, which is today. So our events are rolling on. But there's also some observances for the month of April. For instance, this is Autism Awareness Month. So autism is a condition that people who matter of fact, I've actually hired a couple of young people who had autism. And so this month we are acknowledging and bringing awareness to it. Also, we're celebrating Diversity Month. It's also International Guitar Month, so I have to get my guitar out. Yeah, I do play guitar, yeah. That was when my brothers and I were young and we had a little gospel group. I played lead guitar. Let's see, it's National Financial Literacy Month. That's a good tie-in with our first Friday topic today. National Month of Hope. All right, I hope that works out. National Stress Awareness Month. Boy, I tell you, I've talked about stress. I've talked about stress. Folks, if there's stress in your life, you need to get rid of it or at least marginalize it. Sometimes it's situations, sometimes it's people, sometimes it's events, sometimes it's occurrences, sometimes it's tasks. Your life may depend on it. Excess stress, it builds inflammation in your body. It causes organs to start to malfunction. So this is a good month to bring awareness to stress. It's also School Library Month. And I like this next one. It's also April 5th today is Self-Care Day. And I see Mr. Brown say he's going to be at the first Friday. Looking forward to seeing that, brother. Looking forward to seeing you at the first Friday. Let's talk about self-care for a minute. Now, as a business owner, we can't have a business if we have no owner. I mean, you can, but I want you to be around. I know we can pass it down to our kids and our progeny and things like that, but I'd rather for you to be around. Even if you don't have a business, we have to take care of ourselves. So I just want to share this information. I got it from Modern Therapy Online, and we're going to talk about some areas where you can invoke self-care, which is just what it sounds like. It's taking care of yourself. I'm going to give you some areas where you need to take a look at and see if we can do better at taking care of ourselves. One is physical self-care. You can go for walks more often, get on that treadmill, take a long hot bath, get some sleep. Robert Gatewood, get some sleep. I'm here talking right. I was up at like 2 o'clock this morning. And eat right. Eat right. Eat some healthy food, drink water, cut out some of this fat, cholesterol, salt. That's part of self-care. Then there's psychological self-care, like practicing mindfulness, reading books every now and then, learning a new skill, and kind of weaning yourself off some of this social media every now and then. That's not good self-care. So try to wean yourself, kind of limit yourself. Turn it off at night. Don't have it right there near your head at night while you're asleep. Also, emotional health care. Learn to say no. Man, people will pull you to death. They have their own agendas. You have to have your own agenda, like staying well and taking care of yourself. So you have to say no sometimes. I've been doing that more often. I used to be on this air telling folks to call me and become a client, and I'd have like 5-6 people waiting. I'm not doing that anymore. I have a very good client list right now. I'm good. I will bring on a new one every now and then, but I've had to say no. Don't take it personal. Just me being self-care. Make time for reflections and your feelings. Be aware of your emotional boundaries. Then there's social self-care. Honoring your commitments to other people, having a support group, asking for help when you need it, meeting new people, spending time with your family and friends. That's so important. Then there's professional self-care. We're talking about self-care today, taking care of yourself. If you don't do it, I tell you, some people may try, but nobody knows what needs help more than you. You know where the pain points are, where things are lacking. Professional self-care, try to get a nice lunch every day. I know you got that deadline coming up, but the deadline is not going to happen if you follow them, because you're starving to death, or your blood pressure going through the roof, or whatever. You got to take care of yourself. Have your professional boundaries, like I spoke earlier. You just set your rules and stick with them. And then look at those opportunities for growing your business, making yourself better, taking courses and things like that. That's part of self-care, building that professional self. Then that environmental self-care. We spent an entire show last week talking about, not last week, week before, talking about getting ready for spring and decluttering, getting some of the junk out of your life. So you want to declutter your home, your work environment. You want to do things like monitoring the time you spend on technology, cleaning up after you sit around and do things without leaving stuff all junky, and having a safe and clean environment, environmental self-care. Then there's spiritual self-care. Whether you meditate, whether you reflect, whether you journal, whether you're going on a retreat, out in nature, praying, whatever it is you do, it helps. It helps that mind, it helps that spirit, it helps rejuvenate. So do invoke some spiritual self-care. And last but not least, how about some financial self-care? Once again, that ties in nicely to our First Friday theme coming up at 11:30 today. Knowing where your income is coming in, where the money is going out, completing your tax responsibilities on time, spending and saving wisely. These are all part of self-care. It's nice to do these things as a rule, but when you do them, you are taking care of yourself. I want you guys to be around. I want you to have these businesses and be successful. But in order to do that, I need you. I need you to take care of yourself. So take this under advisement. Let's see what we're going to talk about next. Let's talk about quickly a few items in the news. We'd like to keep you on top of things so that, some of the things we can contextualize, it may apply to us and our businesses. And also, we have a segment now. If you want to join the conversation, you come on camera and say right up here on the screen with me. You can go to marketingpulpit.com. There's a red button on the homepage, and you can join the conversation. We'll put you in the waiting room, and when we get a break, you can come on and talk about any of the topics we have today. And just make sure you have either phone or computer with a camera, and it'll ask you to put your name on the screen, and you'll be right up here on the screen with me, and I'll let you chime in on some of these topics we talk about today, or if anything you want to add to the conversation. Let's talk about quickly a couple items in the news before we go to break. There's a chain called 99 cents only stores, and all 137 of them have closed. That's the second 371 have closed. Last time we did the news, we were talking about the Dollar Tree closed 600 of its stores. It does make you think, though, when you start a company called Everything's a Dollar, Dollar Tree, 99 cents, and you know that inflation is out there, you know it can't be 99 cents forever. Either the price is going to have to go up or the quality is going to have to go down, or you're going to have to make these exceptions. Okay, everything's in here is a dollar except everything. So that business model is probably caught up with it. And it probably maybe even more about the pandemic and some of the aftermaths. So we're still seeing blowback from the pandemic. I also talked about the proliferation of these stores have they pop up in certain communities where we have food deserts, and I'm not sure that's a good thing. Let's see. Bank of America must face an overdraft fee refund lawsuit. They got in trouble during the pandemic. They suspended their $35 overdraft fee. And they were telling people, it's better to pay the overdraft fee because when the pandemic is over and we're going to waive those fees. So go ahead and pay them now instead of going out and getting a loan from somebody. Well, they did that. A lot of people did that. And then, according to the lawsuit, Bank of America has reneged. And people saying, hey, where's my refund on these overdraft fees? I've had a problem with overdraft fees forever. If there have ever been such a thing as a tax on the poor, overdraft fee is Exhibit A. Rich people don't pay overdraft fees. You're paying $35 on a return check. In some cases, the check is less than the overdraft fee. So you're getting deeper and deeper into debt while the companies are racking up billions. I'm not talking about millions, billions of dollars in overdraft fees. That's Robin Hood in reverse, taking money from the poor to pay the rich. Well, anyway, I'll be interested to see how this lawsuit works out. But that's been one of my pet peeves forever. Now, Uncle Sam has gotten a softer heart. They are providing relief to taxpayers. They announced a plan to waive $1 billion in penalties for people who still owe back taxes from 2020 to 2021. It will apply to about 5 million taxpayers and tax-exempt organizations. And so while the COVID, once again, we're still getting the blowback from the pandemic. While COVID was raging, the IRS put a hold on payments that were past due. And now they've opted to forgive many of those fees racked up by millions of taxpayers. All right, IRS, good job. I like that. Well, these folks who are buying these, all these Amazon folks, Amazon has found the bad guys are going to always find a loophole. The bad guys is getting smarter. They got technology now. They have AI. The bad guys are really, they're winning right now. Amazon has faced the wrath of the bad guys. Right now, the bad guys, what they're doing, Amazon has had a rather liberal return policy. In other words, you order a tie, you don't like it, just go take it back to it, drop it off at a UPS store, or send it back some other way, or one of their drop-off centers. And what has been happening now, there's a ring of people who will buy these products. Let's say they bought a flat screen TV, and the TV may be worth $300 or $400. They will take a TV back to the drop-off center, but it's not the TV they bought. They'll put some junk in that box, and when you take it to the store, they don't really plug it in to see if it's working or look at the brand on it. They just assume that you're bringing back what you bought. Well, this has cost Amazon and other retailers about $101 billion last year, according to the National Retail Federation. And of course, Amazon is passing it on to the retailers. They're not going to swallow that whole thing. So this has been a problem. So get ready for another tightening up of the Amazon return policy. And they've already tightened it up. Once upon a time, you just drop it off at any UPS store, just go take the little barcode in there, and they scan it, boom, boom, boom. But now they started asking these questions. Why are you bringing it back? What's wrong with it? Too big? You don't like the color? And depending on your answer, you might not get a free return. At least they're going to maybe charge you the shipping back to the place. I drove halfway around the world trying to go to one of their drop-off centers way out in Virginia somewhere. Man, I spent about 2 hours trying to take back something that would cost me about $9. Won't do that again. Let's see here. The blue check is returning to Twitter or X. They got into Elon Musk ditched the verification program a few years ago because people were mad because he started charging people for it. And now it's coming back. And they're thinking that's going to help boost credibility and combat misinformation. We will see. Tell you something is happening also. These squatters are having a field day right now. People actually, let's say you bought a new house and your old house is on the market, or you're just trying to rent out some property. And these squatters are just moving in your house. They'll just move in, set up shop, go to school, and go to work. Go in there and cook dinner at night. Put lawn chairs on the yard, and like they own the place. And they are squatters. They have no rights. They have no, well, that's been debatable because under some of the laws where they have very liberal tenant laws, some of these squatters have some of the same rights as a legal tenant because they are technically under some of these guidelines tenants. And once somebody declares themselves a tenant, you got to go through all types of red tape to get rid of them. And these are folks that just moved into your house. Man, and one lady was actually sued by the squatters. Man, this is a upside down world, right? This lady had a $930,000 duplex. Squatters moved in it. They refused to leave. She took some type of action, but anyway, the squatters turned around and sued her. Help us. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. This is the Marketing Pulpit Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. We'll come back. We're going to talk about what you must know about social media. Don't you do another post. Don't you do another reel. Don't you do anything else until you watch this next segment. We're going to talk about things you must do or must know. I'm not saying you must do it. At least you must know it to be ultimately successful on social media. This is the Marketing Pulpit. I'll be right back in a minute. Welcome to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I am Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. We're not saving souls. You need funds. You need partners. People that can lend you money, people that can fund your business. And this whole thing about bootstrapping, I'm going to take a little bit from my paycheck every week, and that's going to fund the business. What happens in that case, in many cases, particularly in these tech businesses, you're going to face obsolescence. Sometimes you need a cash infusion. Putting $50 here and $200 there a month is not going to do it. You're going to end up facing obsolescence. Your business is going to be it's going to be no longer viable by the time you get enough money to reach critical mass. So sometimes you need those funders and you need those partners to help further your mission. All right, we're back. This is the Marketing Pulpit Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. We're here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. Go to marketingpulpit.com and follow us. You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I said LinkedIn, and just sign up, get followed. Follow us, and then when the show is about to go live, you'll get a notification. We'll let you know what we're going to talk about. You can also watch the past shows. If you're looking for information on a certain topic, and you've been out here scratching your head and can't get in a class, well, go to Marketing Pulpit. We have our own little, I call it almost our little learning center. And if you go to YouTube, boy, you can really just type in a topic. You can type in a subject matter. You're looking for a certain guest that was on the show. But go there and follow us. Go to YouTube and follow us. Also follow us on Instagram. Got a very big, vibrant audience over on Instagram. We have a lot of reels, short clips, very interesting information. And so get on there and follow us. And also Facebook and LinkedIn. Let's talk about social media for a minute. I had a course I taught a course last night on social media. And it was actually covered over 2 days, about 5 hours of learning. And so I'm pulling out some of the highlights to kind of enlighten some of the people who really don't have time to take a 5-hour course, or you're already out there doing it, but you just might need a few information gaps filled in. because nobody knows everything in social media. It is a moving target. So we're going to cover just a few hot spots that I think you should know if you are dabbling in social media. Now, social media is it's about a $5 billion market. If you have a company or an organization or you're a consultant and you're trying to reach certain people, I'm not saying you have to get on social media, but I'm saying if you don't, you're missing out on a very, very large market. I'm almost like I'm not the guy that's going to try to convince anybody to get on social media. I think it has a lot of downsides. I think it's doing irreparable damage to our young people. But from a business standpoint, I say use social media, but don't let it use you. And I repeat, use social media, don't let it use you. A couple of trends that's going on right now. If you are trying to grow a business and get things off the ground, I'm gonna give you a couple of quick trends. Right now, influencer marketing is hot. Influencer marketing, user-generated content creators, that is a hot thing right now. You can go out here and post till your fingers bleed and share and tweet, but trying to build that audience takes time. You have a service, you know who the audience is, but you're maybe new to the audience or you're just not really social media savvy. Consider doing influencer marketing. That means you find somebody who already has their toe in that audience, in that market, and people like them. They're following them. They're taking their advice. So you make a deal with an influencer. They're not all created equally. There's like 4 different categories. There's the mega influencers, million plus. Then there's the micro, about 100,000 up to almost 1 million. You have the micro. There's the macro. There's the micro, about 10K up. And then you have the nano, between 1,000 up to about 10,000. So you can't ignore these micro and the nano influencers because some of them have some very, very tight niches. I would consider myself kind of in that group, one of those last 2 groups, where I don't have 1 million people following me, but the ones that do follow me are very devoted. They take my advice. And so I guess, I might call myself an influencer. I'm not saying it to brag, I'm saying, but Amazon contacted me and they said, look, can you be one of our influencers? So we even have an influencer site on Amazon, but I'm talking to business owners. And so I'm not asking you to be a client, but I'm saying if you want to get on our business directory, if you want to get into call into our show, then you can benefit from this micro influencer right here under the name of the Marketing Pulpit and Robert Gatewood. Something else that's always going on is targeting. You have to target, understand the target, understand the different generations we have out here. We have the baby boomers, we have the Generation X, we have the millennials, we have the Gen Zs. Find out which one of those groups is your audience and where do they hang out on social media. Gonna save yourself some time and a lot of work trying to be on everything, being everything to everybody. You got to understand engagement. Engagement, generally talking about likes and comments, shares and follows. Engagement is important. So give you a quick tip how to get engagement to your website. So if you did a post today, so you go out here and do your post, go immediately and add that post to your stories. Okay, do the post, then add it to the stories. Then while you're in there, go back to the previous post that you did and start responding to the comments. Comments people are talking about, they like what you put out there. And then you might go to the page of some of the influencers or leaders in your industry and see what people are talking about. You might even jump on those conversations and bring some new people into your post. So you've got to take some type of activity to get people to come to your page, to follow you, and to engage with you. The best way to get followers is to get people to your profile. And you're not going to do that by just sitting there, just doing regular posts. You got to take some type of creative action. And then your content. Content is so important when it comes to social media. Content, we're talking about images, we're talking about videos, we're talking about infographics, we're talking about text. Content matters. It matters a lot. So I'm going to give you a quick tip on how to increase your engagement. And what I want you to do, take some of your, right now, some of the best performing content on the internet right now is short video. Okay, that's reels, clips, shorts. That's what's hot right now, as I stated earlier during the trends. Also, behind the scenes type videos, letting people see behind under the curtain what's happening in your company, in your organization, in your nonprofit. Let people see it. People love that. They eat it up. They flock in. Some of them have become followers. A lot of them actually share that kind of content. Things like contests, very good, very hot videos. Content, that's very good content right now. Quizzes, question and answers, that's hot right now. And also UGC, which is user generated content, getting other people to talk about your services. And then you make some kind of deal that you can put that content on your platform. Those are really hot right now. Good ways to build engagement. Something else, algorithms. Most people don't have a clue how Facebook decides whose information they're going to show. Whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's TikTok, all of these platforms have an algorithm. And so you have to tailor your content to fit the algorithm if you want the algorithm to work in your favor. Here's some tips on how to beat the algorithm. So the first thing before you do that, you want to understand the algorithm. You want to create good content, and you want to do analysis. You want to analyze what you're putting out there. So if you're trying to beat the algorithm or get the algorithm to work in your favor, you want to make sure that you are relevant. In other words, keywords, captions, hashtags, you have to tap into the sentiment of that audience you're going after. That's going to help the algorithms. Engagement, how long somebody stays on your video or your content, that's going to help you with the algorithm, not just the current, but in future algorithms. The interest, the people who are interested in your profile, you have to find out who they are, and because this information is gleaned from their profile. So the algorithm is looking at the people that are looking at your content, and they're basing it off the profiles of the people who are visiting you. So that's going to help your algorithm. And then even your network, who follows you and who you follow. All of these things are factored in your algorithm. So go to the platform, and they all have it in there. They kind of hidden in the back somewhere. Facebook would tell you, TikTok would tell you how the algorithm works. They're going to tell you things about relevancy score. They're going to tell you things about timing. They're going to tell you things about this, that, and the other. Speak to the algorithms. You're not just speaking to the people. You have to speak to the algorithm. It's all like way Google works. And then advertising. Let's talk about advertising for a second. There's 4 main types of advertising. Display ads, okay? Then you have influencer ads. Then you have contests, and you have boosted ads. So here's a quick tip on how to be successful in the advertising field, because most of us just throw stuff out there. I'm trying to move this product. I'm going to create me an ad, go into Canvas or go into Photoshop and create an ad, drop a little text in there and do a couple of hashtags, go out there and cross your fingers. Good luck with that. Let me tell you what you need to do, okay? And you need this, remember this. Do a variety of ads. Okay, you might do a reel, you might do a static ad, or just images, you might do one that's mostly text, you might do a contest, and put them all out there around the same time. Spend about the same amount of money on each, and maybe going toward the same audience. Then go into your insights and analyze the results. And the results will amaze you. Some are going to be outperforming one, they are outperforming the other, sometimes the case 5-1. One may be getting more CPM, that's cost per 1,000 impressions. One may be doing much better on the clicks. And also remember what your goal is. What is your goal? Is your goal to brand? Is it to get direct action ads? So you know what the goal is. So once you've done the variety, you take the one who has the best results. The information is right there in the screen. You go into your ad center, if you're talking about Facebook, it tells you what the cost per 1,000 impressions, tell you what the CPC, tell you what the engagement rate was. It tells you the demographics of the people who tune in, whether they're men or women, the ages, all that is right there. Now you take that result, and the one that performed the best, pull it out, tell the others to go take a hike for now. So I'll be back to you. And take that and create an ad. So you start out with something that was organic. Take that result and create an ad around it. Now you put in like a call to action. You might jazz it up a little bit, but you've already proven that people like that particular post. Take that. And now you take that, go over to the Facebook, or you post or boost, and create an ad and promote it. Run the ad. Now you're working with a proven winner. The others you may come back for other purposes, maybe for branding or something else. But why keep putting money on something that you know doesn't work? All right, that's one of those tips. Also, and the last thing I'm going to do, let's say if you have a limited amount of time on social media, like most people, like me and everybody else. Let's say you only have 30 minutes a day. These 4 things I want you to do each time when you decide if you're doing social media, do these 4 things and get on a schedule. Maybe do it in the morning while you're having your coffee. Maybe it's your lunch break. Maybe at night before you go to bed. Or it could just be an hour you cut out of your day. Let's say you only have a half hour to work with. Do these 4 things. The first thing I want you to do, let's say if you have a half hour, spend about 12 minutes listening. Listening means paying attention. Find out what's going on, what's trending, what's hot, what are people saying to you, what engagement is taking place. You listen. So you open up your computer, you go to your feeds, you go to your Facebook. If you have something like a Hootsuite or Buffer or Sprout Social, some of these tools can help you facilitate that. But in the old-fashioned way, just go from one platform to the other. Go to Facebook. What's going on there? What's happening on Instagram? What's happening on TikTok? What's happening on Twitter? See what's going on. Some people reaching out to you. So you're listening. That's called listening. Then you engage. What you might do is go back to the yesterday's post or the last time you came in and make sure you respond to those people. You like, you share, you comment, and you start moving up in those algorithms. Then you go back and analyze what you've done. Go back into those insights and see what's going on. What are people liking? What are they sharing? Which ads are doing better than the others? And then spend another few minutes to retool, making adjustments. Do you need software? Do you need to bring in somebody else? But you're retooling to make sure you're doing it better. You keep getting better and better and better. All right, folks, that's going to do it for today. So what I want you to do is, if nothing else, is to not just go to sleep on this. There's a million things I could have told you about today, but I'm telling you some things that have been proven to work. You can share this with others. Go back and watch it again. So if you're about to do some social media posts today, you want to make sure that your content is educating people, that it's entertaining people, that it's engaging people, or it's endorsing people. It should be one of those 4 things. Sometimes it can be all 4. Make sure that content is working for you, that you're marketing to the algorithms, and you're going to start seeing increase in the people that are coming to your page, people that are liking you, and people that are following you. Otherwise, you're going to flatline and nothing's ever going to go up. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today. This is the Marketing Pulpit. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. We'll be back next week at the same time. In the meantime, if you're in the Washington, D.C. area, come on out to the First Friday networking event. I'll be there in about 20 minutes. Ms. Bernadette Clay is going to be delivering a amazing topic on wealth building strategies and tax strategies. And so I look forward to seeing you there. And as always, if you want to be successful, you got to do these 3 things. If you want to be successful, you got to do these 3 things. You have to do the right thing. You have to do it at the right time. And you have to do it right. Enough talk. Let's get out and get to work. Welcome to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I am Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good of marketing gospel. We're not saving souls, we're saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Now, if I happen to save a soul along the way, don't hold that against me. We'll just call that icing on the cake. Now, the mission at Marketing Pulpit Show is to build strong businesses in our community so that we can put our people to work. And we do that with business development, job creation, and service. So if you ever find yourself in a business crossroads and not sure which way to turn, just turn on the Marketing Pulpit Show because we're on a mission. The show is broadcast live from the illustrious